In this video, I'm going to share with you my secrets to making all of my vision boards come true. In my last video, I explained why most vision boards fail and that what most people call vision boards are actually visualization boards. Since explaining that true vision boards are based off of visions and visualization boards are based off of imagination, which is what most people actually do, many people are now asking, how do I have visions? I promise you that by the end of this video, you will understand how to have visions and also how to make all of your vision boards come true. We are currently shifting into a new day, or what some call the new earth. The old things are about to slow down and then altogether disappear. If you're watching this video, it's because your highest self has led you so that you can be positioned in such a way to be in front of this shift. If what I'm saying doesn't resonate with you, it's important that you honor yourself and where you are on your journey. Simply save this video and come to it again when you feel more in alignment. Everyone who watches this will be responsible for what they learn and the power that comes with this knowledge. So now that I've given that disclaimer, I want to make this clear. The things that I'm about to share in this video are not things that I've read in any book or have learned from some guru in my lifetime. I have kept these things secret until this time as directed by my highest self. I learned to deliberately manifest at around the age of 14, at which time I began astral projecting at will and traveling to other timelines. And this is the source of my knowing. So let's jump right into it. So what are visions? Visions are something that you have or receive. They are not imagined. They come through a connection with intuition and your higher consciousness. So what is intuition? By definition, intuition is the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning or the use of your conscious mind. For example, have you ever been with someone who's maybe misplaced a set of keys or some item, and all of a sudden, without even thinking about it, you just know exactly where to look? That is your intuition. What wouldn't be intuition would be retracing the steps or asking your friend if they remembered where they last lost a key. That would be using your conscious mind, reasoning, trying to figure it out. Intuition just gives you the answer. But what do we mean when we say higher consciousness or highest self? So to help you understand higher self or higher consciousness, I will share with you a vision that I had, which helped me to understand the difference. This right here, this is our present time. This is now. And this is you. Each of these are different timelines, different worlds. When you first came into consciousness, came into existence, you started here at the very beginning. And as you progressed in your consciousness, you left one world and went into another. This would be where you would say someone transitioned or died when they left from one realm to go into another. This has been happening from the beginning of time. Until present. So at one point, you were conscious in each of these lives. And this is you right now. One day, you will transition out of this life into the other. And then out of that life, into another 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 life, and then into another life. This is just an illustration, obviously. You could have countless past lives and countless future lives. So, back to our present time. This is you right here, right now, today. Your present consciousness. When you think back to here, this is where you're born, 0 years old. Let's pretend you'll transition at 100 years old. If I ask you to remember something in your childhood, you have from now all the way to 0 years old to remember something. Some of us, however, can remember beyond 0. This here would be your last past life, and this continues. Some of us can remember all the way back. Some of us remember some and not the others. So whenever we go back, in memory, so looking back, equals remembering. Okay? Anytime we look back, we are remembering. Looking forward is what we're talking about. We're talking about our highest selves, or our higher self. Over here, the last of your incarnations is where you will find highest self. We'll talk more about highest self in this video, but for now, every lifetime after now, except for that one, is a higher self, which means if you had to go back into any of your past lives, for example, if you went back to this life, this one right here, your life right now, you would be considered the higher self to that lifetime. Likewise, if you had to go back to any of these, any of the ones ahead of it would be a higher self life. So why we say higher self is because at any juncture that's in front of you, so if this was you, any of these in front, your consciousness would have expanded because you would have experienced different lessons, and therefore you would be considered higher in knowledge, higher in consciousness than you are at this present time. So just to make sure that we get this, regardless of what point you're at, whichever lifetime that is ahead of you would be considered a higher self or a higher consciousness. So at this present time, in your consciousness right now, you are a higher self to all of your past lives. Whether you remember them or not, if they were able to tap in to your consciousness, they would be able to get so much information about the future that they don't have, right? I want to make a special note right here. In this lifetime, it's important for you to learn from any mistake that you make. Mistakes or failures are not actually failures or mistakes unless you don't learn from them. So let me explain why this is important. If any of these past lives were to connect with you right now in the here and now, and you did not learn from a lesson, then they are likely to repeat the same mistake because you have not learned from it. However, if you learn from your lessons and any of your past lives, the consciousness, obviously, which is you, were to tap in and connect to you, they can actually learn from your lesson in this life. So it's important that when you make a mistake or you have failed in some way, you should actually redo that thing, or at least visualize yourself doing it the right way. That way your consciousness can benefit from you in any of your previous lives. Going on, higher self. In the same manner that your past lives can tap into you, right now, you can also tap into any of your higher lives, any of your higher consciousnesses, any of your higher selves. You can also be connected directly to your highest self. Your highest self is also what some people call God. So how do visions actually occur? When you receive a vision, it either comes from your connection with your higher self or your highest self, which most people call God. Which is why we say that visions come through intuition and a deep connection with higher consciousness. This connection causes you to literally tap into the remembering of your higher self. So the same way, if I were to ask you, tell me something that happened to you when you were 5 years old, or what is your earliest memory? You're gonna think back into your mind and recall your memory at 5 years old. Maybe it was going to a fair or doing something fun with a loved one. The exact same way that you're able to bring that picture of your remembrance into your mind, it is literally the same way that when you, being connected to your higher consciousness, you're able to bring that memory right into your mind. It is not your memory in this now, it is the memory of your highest or higher self that you are bringing into your current mind's eye. As I mentioned, some people have the ability to remember not just what's happened from now until they were born, but going back into even further lifetimes. Likewise, some people are also able to, through their connection with intuition and higher consciousness, they're able to, let's say, tap into a lifetime that is further in the future. So let's say, just for illustration purposes, you right now tap into this higher self right here. And currently, you want to make your vision board, right? So your thought is going to be, what is lined up for me for 2000, let's say 24? And you allow any of your higher selves who have the memory of 2024, okay, to come into your mind. Any of your higher selves and even highest self that holds that memory of 2024 can drop it right into your own mind. So you will be remembering. Why I say you will be remembering? Because these are all you. This is all you. It's just that right now, in this current time, your consciousness is focused on this reality. So having a vision, it's all about tapping into the memory of your highest selves or your higher selves. We are all connected to our highest selves and our past selves through the chord of love. Let me give you a little illustration. This is the mom. Okay, baby. When a baby comes into this world, the baby is connected to its mother, to its creator, through this cord, which is an umbilical cord. And then in order for it to live in this world, this cord has to be cut, severed, so that this baby could be free and become its own entity, its own being, surviving all by itself without the provision of its mother. Spiritually, this doesn't happen to us. We come into these realities and our cord is never cut. Right? This is the cord of love. It is through this cord that people can talk to people who have passed on into different dimensions. This is literally like the cord that connects all of us. It's the cord of love. So when you want to tap into yourself at any point, you need to access this cord. This is why in all the ancient writings you hear love yourself. Love yourselves. When you love yourself, you can go in through your heart center and find so easily any and every aspect of yourself that could be helpful and beneficial to you in this life, right here, right now. So how will all of this knowledge help your vision boards come true? And not just one vision board, but all of your vision boards. Well, by now, it should be very clear to see that if you are tapping in to your higher selves who have learned all of their lessons and who have memories of your current life, if you're putting those memories down on your board, it's already true. It's already taken place. It's almost as if you yourself, if someone of your past lives had to tap into you, or if you had to think about something in your past right now, and you had to take a picture, like, for example, when I was 2, I had a red bicycle and it looked like this and it had that. All you would have to do is go online, find a picture of that red bicycle and place it on your vision board. Would it not be exactly to the T because it came from your own memory of an actual thing that you possessed? Of course it would. That's what you're doing here. You're getting the memories of this year, your current year, from your higher selves, from your higher consciousness. This is why if you place all of the memories, which would come to you as visions, on your vision board, they will all come to pass because they have all already happened. Get what I'm saying? So to have these visions come true, literally, all you need to do is get out of your own way. Practice and master the art of allowing. Overcome your limitations, your doubts, your fears, and your insecurities. It is already in place for you. Just get out of your way. Think of how easy your life would be if you allowed any of your higher selves or even your highest self to live through your vessel. So what about how to actually have a vision? While I can't control your mind or your spirit or force you to connect with higher self, if you are 100% willing, I can guide you along that path. And remember, it's my joy to help you manifest your dream life and highest self. So check out this other video on my channel.